Hey friends, happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us for Unscripted on 13 Plus. I'm Anna Orsini.
And I'm Kirsten Courier. Thank you for joining us. We do want to start with, of course, I feel like it's the national news story of the last couple of days. Well, I guess today's only day two.
Day two, yeah.
But we've been covering everything leading up to the DNC.
It was the same thing with the RNC. That's all your Twitter feed is.
Yep.
It's just like the short clips, the pictures. So we're doing it again, except for this time it's the DNC, not the RNC. But again, heading into day two of that tonight. So we do want to take a live look right now out at the stage for the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Tonight, former President and First Lady Barack and Michelle Obama are going to be speaking, as well as the second gentleman, Doug Emhoff. They will be speaking at the event tonight.
And this comes after the first night where Democratic nominee Kamala Harris, along with many others, thanked President Joe Biden for his decades of public service. But again, a lot to look forward to today. Molly Martinez has a recap of what you can expect for day two.
Headlining Tuesday night's programming is former President Barack Obama, who is no stranger to the gravity of a DNC speech.
There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
It was 20 years ago the relatively unknown senator from Illinois took to the DNC stage in Boston, catapulting him to the national spotlight and paving the way for his political rise. Organizers are hoping the former president will deliver some of that same magic for this year's Harris Walls ticket. Also at the lectern is former First Lady Michelle Obama and the second gentleman hoping to become the first gentleman, Doug Emhoff. Number two, the theme of Tuesday will focus on a bold vision for America's future, highlighting some of the policy priorities of the party. The goal is to show free if elected. There will also be a ceremonial roll call, allowing 57 states and territories to get in on the action. Finally, how will Donald Trump be spending his week? Tuesday, he heads to Michigan. It's part of a multi-state tour this week, including North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Arizona. At the DNC, I'm Molly Martinez.
Meanwhile, dozens of protesters broke through a security fence near the site of the Democratic National Convention yesterday on its opening day, as thousands took to the streets to voice their opposition to the war in Gaza. Families with babies and strollers, students, elected officials, and others, all, as you can see, holding signs here and flags as they joined the march yesterday to the United Center, where the convention is being held to call for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war.
Now, those protests did unfortunately get violent. Several protesters tore down pieces of the security fence trying to make their way into the National Convention. Officers were about to detain and handcuff several of them. At least one protester, though, you can see did make their way inside of the building, jumping on stage and then blaming the Biden administration for the deaths in Gaza. She was later detained by police. Chicago police did make a statement yesterday saying they expect large protests throughout the city for the rest of the week, and they are prepared for if those protests do turn violent.
Meanwhile, in the Middle East, the Israeli military says it has recovered the bodies of 6 hostages taken in Hamas's October 7th attack that started the war in Gaza. The military announced the recovery early this morning, but did not say when or how they had died. You're seeing pictures of those 6 individuals now. Now, Hamas says some captives have been killed and wounded in those Israeli airstrikes.
Now, the recovery is a setback for Hamas, which does hope to exchange hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners, as well as Israel withdrawing from Gaza and a lasting ceasefire. But that ceasefire kind of uncertain at this point because of everything that's developed in the last 24 hours after Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that Israel had accepted a deal, a White House proposal for kind of putting an end to the conflict there. Hamas leaders criticized the details of that peace plan, so kind of looks like we're almost back to where we started on that. No immediate hopes of resolution or a ceasefire there. Of course, that's something we'll keep you updated on, both on air and online.
And taking a gorgeous
live
look outside. What a beautiful day. We're just, tracking hot temps yet again.
Not as hot as they could be or have been, so there's progress.
There is progress.
Progress, not perfection. It's not
there
what the
you
people
go.
say.
There you
Oh,
go.
there it is.
13 First Alert meteorologist Mallory Schnell is here. And Mallory, okay, so it is hot,
right,
but there are some rain chances in the forecast.
That is true, and today's looking like the hottest day for the rest of the week. So good news, bad news,
Yeah.
So I would say bad news for people moving in at U of A, though. So hottest day of the week, and good news, you could get rained on while you're moving in.
Right. I love that.
In case you're hot. Yeah, I love when those cardboard recruitment.
No, recruitment.
Oh my gosh. My mom was like, girl, why do you keep buying these umbrellas? I'm like, because I keep losing them. Because it would just be downpour and then you wouldn't think you needed it.
Right.
Yeah. Not seen rain so heavy and like so much water in my life, all within a matter of a couple of minutes.
Yeah, because like Colorado, it's like if you get a rainy day, that's the day.
It's a
like
rainy day.
Right.
You don't just all of a sudden have this massive storm that
And
just
then it's
goes
fine.
away.
Right.
Yeah.
So for the freshmen moving in today, probably fine through about 2 o'clock. It's those with like the very late move-in times. I'd say 3, 4 o'clock is when we could start to see some of those isolated storms. Of course, that's when the hottest temperatures will be as well. So we will be in the 90s starting at 10 o'clock, upper 90s by noon. Triple-digit heat this afternoon, 105 your high temperature for today. But your chances for rain here, 30% today in Tucson. So very similar coverage in Tucson today compared to yesterday. Best rain chances will be from Tucson to the south and west. So those storm chances are moving a little bit westward today. More widespread Wednesday and Thursday, 40 to 50% chance. And then we are as we head into Friday through the upcoming weekend. Forecast high temperatures, though, as I mentioned today. Yesterday was 106, so that technically the hottest for the week. But today, the hottest of this 7-day forecast, 105, back down to the upper 90s tomorrow, and then pretty much on either side of that triple-digit mark Thursday through the weekend. Another 4-panel look outside for the Tucson Metro. Lots of blue sky and sunshine, just a few lingering clouds over the mountains. Temperature-wise, we are beginning to heat up. You can see 80s, some low 90s in Marana, Safford, and Salmon Well. And your hour-by-hour forecast for today, quiet for the first half, and then isolated to scattered storms do develop this afternoon and evening, especially across Pima and Santa Cruz counties. Some of these could be strong to severe, so keep that in mind with gusty winds, hail, heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, all the threats that we do see during monsoon. These will continue to push westward through the evening, and then most of us should quiet down, but some model data is still showing a little bit of radar activity through tomorrow morning off to the west, so we will keep an eye on that trend. Otherwise, as I mentioned, more widespread rainfall Wednesday and Thursday before that drying trend moves in Friday through the weekend. You can see maybe upper 90s tomorrow, otherwise highs right around 100 Thursday through early next week. Overnight lows stay in the mid to upper 70s. So looking like a monsoon forecast, looking like an August forecast. As I mentioned, the big pattern change will be that drying trend a bit this weekend. Otherwise, staying hot for now. Okay. It's August, yeah. We'll get some relief maybe in about a month, but this is kind of what we have to deal with this time of year.
I mean, it's been worse.
I feel like
worse.
That's all you can
this
say.
Is getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
I always look at our friends up in Phoenix when I need to feel better about our
And
weather.
it's so hot
I feel
there.
so bad because
I know.
they are just dealing with high heat.
And they never see storms. Like, I'll get absolutely destroyed here by a storm, be sending videos of hail, and they're like, oh, it's clear here.
Your parents are like, what?
No, they never see anything. They're like, you're so lucky. I'm like, am I? as I'm outside picking up all my fake plants, I'm like, am I lucky?
I know. It definitely comes with the cost. But
Yeah. Well,
all right.
It is what we got, so got to deal with it. Thank you, Mal.
Thank you, Mallory.
Well, of course, as we mentioned, big day today for students at the U of A. So freshmen moving into their dorms.
Yes.
First, I remember how exciting that was because it's like,
And nerve-wracking.
it's nerve-wracking, yeah, because you're like, oh wow, I'm really on my own.
Also, you're moving in, you're meeting your roommate,
Yeah.
you're meeting people on your floor. You're like, all right, I'm going to live by you for the next year.
So fun though. Like, think about there's never another time in your life where you have an experience like that where you're just living with a bunch of people who are your age, and like we both lived in Coronado.
Oh, did you live in Coronado?
Yeah.
Okay.
For
what floor?
2 or 3? 2?
Okay.
2.
I was 6. I think
2.
my room was 687.
Yeah, granted, I was there for 5-6 months, but anyways, neither here nor there. But like, it's like co-ed floors, and there's never another time in your life where you live kind of like that. Like your friends are just next door, and there's always someone to hang out with.
Oh, for sure. I was very culture shock, kind of, with just it felt like everyone was from California or New York, and I'm like, where's my Midwestern girlies?
They were somewhere. I knew a girl from Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
Few and far between, but
it's a lot, and I feel like it's a lot too on the parents, because I know for sure with me, I was very much like in a daze, because I'm like, okay, wait, what's happening? Like, I'm gonna live here. Like, I was very nervous.
Yeah.
And it felt like my parents were doing the trips to Target and carrying all the stuff in, and my dad was trying to hang shelves, and
Yeah.
It's just a stressful
That's
day.
like the very typical, I feel like, move-in day, though. It's like the dads get the stuff in there and they just want to start hanging and get it done. And then the moms are like frantic, just trying to make sure everything's perfect.
Organizing everything.
Yeah, so it's chaotic. But you look back on it and you're like, wow.
Like, it feels like yesterday. Kind of.
Kind of. But
I don't know.
then also it's not, because you see the kids moving in and you're like, wow.
I know.
That was forever ago for me.
Yeah.
Now I'm working.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's a good day, though. So freshmen moving in, of course, obviously that's going to have some impacts around the university because kids are returning to school. But Jack Cooper has more on what parents and students need to know for first day of move-in.
Yeah. If you have a student, know a student, a lot to know. A lot of rules
lots
to go
of tips.
over.
Lot of tips.
Lots of tips. Let's go ahead and listen to Jack here.
People started showing up as early as 7 o'clock this morning to get going for moving. You see some of them coming right by me right here. Now, there's a couple of things you're going to want to keep in mind before you head on down here for check-in. You got to fill out the pre-arrival check-in form. That'll then send you directions to your dorm, and it will also tell you what time to show up. And as long as you have both of those things done, you are all ready to move in.
They're the first of me and my husband to go far away, so they're excited, we're excited, nervous at the same time.
So here's how today and really the rest of the week is going to work. You'll come at your assigned time. Then you'll go directly to your dorm. You'll unload your car and check into your room and get your keys. And then you'll take your car to a parking garage for the day as you get settled in. Leaders here at the University of Arizona also want to make sure that you come at your designated time. Otherwise, it can really be too overwhelming for everyone.
We have about 7,000 students moving in this year, so it'll be busy. We're completely full, so it's exciting. It's what we live for. It's why we do what we do, to get those students to have the best experience possible when they get here.
We also have a full list of recommended items that you bring for move-in, and then also things that aren't allowed to have in the dorms as well. That full list up at KOLD.com. Reporting at the University of Arizona, I'm Jack Cooper, 13 News.
And staying at the U of A this morning, a lot of those new students and their families most likely roaming campus, trying to find the latest and greatest Wildcat merch. The new U of A campus store is just the place for that.
Oh my goodness. I'm like watching this video and I want all of the things in there.
I also have so many memories. This looks so different. So campus store, formerly known as the bookstore. As you can see, lots of renovations here, but this looks so nice.
So nice, like a department store. Yeah, it definitely
Zona.
didn't look like that when I was there.
No.
I spent a lot of money there, though. I sure did.
I did too.
And I definitely would spend more.
Oh yeah, you can see the Lululemon section there. Our very own friend Jack Cooper, he was like, "This stuff is very expensive."
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
it can be. Because it's like, well,
exactly.
where else
People are
can
gonna
you
buy
get?
it.
Yeah, where else can you get Lululemon merch with the A on it?
Exactly.
Aside from the campus store. So Jack Cooper has more, actually, an interview on some of those upgrades and some of the exciting things that you can get if you are heading out to the campus store anytime soon.
It's still taking some getting used to for me to try and say campus store rather than bookstore as well. But this is the first time I've actually been in here. It's going to be the first time that a lot of you have been in here since it's been renovated. They opened yesterday for the first time in a couple of months. And let me just say, it's absolutely beautiful. To go over more about it is Peter Neff with the bookstore. Campus store, bookstore?
Campus store.
It's campus store.
Because what's happened over the last few years, we've gone from having lots of textbooks, like the whole bottom floor used to be full of it, to now everything students want is digital content. So it goes on their computers, their tablets, and so forth. So we felt it was important to change to be a more inclusive name of all the things that we have here to offer. And by doing that, we eliminated the book name, because all we have is general books, because we support the Festival of Books, but textbooks are down to very minimal and continuing to shrink each time.
Awesome. So what are some of your favorite things in here? Some things that are new from last year?
Well, one is we have a new selection of Lululemon products. We've brought in Summit Golf clothing line. We have new fashions and styles from all our vendors. We built a champion concept shop where they gave us a lot more different selection and colors. Because one of the things that students said is they wanted more than just red, white, and blue with the U of A on it, or the Block A. So we went ahead and made sure that we challenged every vendor to give us a better selection. And so far, the student reaction has been very positive, because they want to be fashionable, but they also want to scream where they go to school at. And we wanted to make sure we could do that.
Awesome. And then you said that it was supposed to take about 4.5 months, but you guys got it done in time for students to come back. Is that right?
Yes, the team built it in 3 months, which, was very important for us because we wanted to make sure as soon as the students arrived, they were able to get their supplies that they needed.
And taking a look at this is a very sweet trending story. So that poor little scared doggy, her name is Aspen, his name is Aspen, them, the dog, and they were found in a canal in Pinal County over the weekend when somebody called and said that they saw a dog in distress there in the canal.
Oh my goodness, you can tell that doggy looks very scared.
Tired.
Two of the responding officers who have a background in ranching actually lassoed the dog to safety. The dog was turned over to Pinal County Animal Care and Control. Now we know that the dog is a 6-year-old lab mix, again named Aspen, who is microchipped, and officials with the shelter are working to find the owner.
Not them making it take a picture with the lassos still on.
I know.
It's so creative though, because it's very dangerous to send first responders into the water too if the water's moving, especially at night. So I like that they got creative. They used their, farm and ranching background, and they saved Aspen.
Exactly.
Very good girl. Hopefully she finds her owners soon. I'm sure they're missing her. Very pretty.
Exactly. Well, trending this morning, this is kind of a wild story. So this woman, she went viral on TikTok, of course, let me see, is this in the way? Kind of. She was looking at her ChickfilA receipt and realized she was charged for the bag. Have you known that that's a thing?
So it is in California.
So here's the deal. She made this huge TikTok and she kind of was like, what are they going to charge me for next? The potatoes? It went viral. But she lives in a city in Pennsylvania where a local law allows businesses to charge for those carry-out bags.
So I think it depends, for example, California, they have that at grocery stores. You have to pay for bags. And it's to encourage people to bring their own reusable bags, which I get because you can do that. But at a restaurant, you can't do that.
You're not going to be open your purse and
just
put my Chick-fil-A
dump
in
it
here.
all in there, just all the fries, dump them in. Yeah, and or what?
Very strange.
Give your bag to the person you order from and they run it in.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense at a fast food restaurant.
So Chick-fil-A does a lot of this though. So I realized, because I love to get the kale crunch salad and then I'll get the grilled nuggets and I'll put it into I ask for a separate salad container and I put them together and then do the sauce and shake it.
Charge you for the container?
So good. Yeah, they charge me for the salad container.
Oh, I believe that. They charge for the extra sauces too.
Really?
They have at least because I'm not new to this. I order through the app.
Yeah.
And so if you go above the threshold, I think for 6 nuggets or whatever, it's 2 sauces. So if you wanted a third, they're going to charge you for that third. They max you out on the number of sauces that you can request.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but a bag is strange. And a container, because at the end of the day, what is it to them? You're mass ordering those bags in those containers.
Yeah.
That container is not, 20, 30 cents to you. And it's not, that bag is not 10 cents to them. So.
No.
Were people on her side?
Yeah, people are wait, what? So essentially the message was, look at your receipts to see everything that you're charged for, because it's shocking. Yeah. 10 cents though.
Well, and you think about it, what if somebody had a big order? If they had their family, would they charge you?
For every single bag?
Yeah, per bag.
I don't know.
And is it what I want to know, because if I go to Chick-fil-A, let's say, and I get the mac and cheese and then a salad, and then, they'll put it in, they have the bigger plastic bags that they then put the other bags in. So if I had fries, that would come in the small.
Charged for every bag.
Right, so which bags are you being charged for? Are you being charged for the bigger bag that all the little food bags go into, or was she charged specifically
for the food bag? It just says for the to-go bag.
What I'm saying makes sense though, right?
Yes.
That, because I'm
100%.
How do you distinguish those bags? But it's your food comes in the paper bag. So was she charged for the paper bag?
I would think the plastic bag.
I would think so too. I don't know. We'll look into it. We'll do some investigating.
We'll get Chick-fil-A for lunch and then.
That's how we'll investigate. That's how we'll investigate. Honestly, the hard-hitting journalism there.
All right, this is insane. Have you heard about this story?
Nope.
With Disney?
Nope.
All right, let me give you the Cliff Notes.
Okay.
So,
Spark notes.
This man's wife passed away after having an allergic reaction at a restaurant at a Disney resort. This is in 2023.
Okay.
So, the husband's suing Disney.
Right.
Because I think she said she was allergic to something and they didn't take it out.
They served it
she ended
anyways.
up dying. Disney came back and said, yeah, no, we can't go to court because this man signed up for a Disney Plus subscription back in 2019. And I guess if you have a Disney Plus subscription or you sign up for one, there's something in the fine print that says, like,
You can't sue Disney?
yes. Yeah.
But these are two separate, I mean, I guess it's all the same entity, but like this happened at a park.
Yes. Everyone's freaking out.
This
over
is why
this.
they say read the fine print. Nobody ever does.
No. Everyone's freaking out over this. So Disney is now coming out and saying, we can go to court. This situation needs to be taken more sensitively. But yeah, but he's only seeking $50,000.
They have it. They have that money. I know they do.
Yes.
They have a lot more than that.
I know.
And they said that they were shielded from the lawsuit because she used their website to buy tickets.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Crazy. Also, this 1 month trial in 2019, he never paid for like the
Subscription.
no 1 month trial.
I mean, you gotta hand it to their legal team. They have a
Oh, for sure.
one hell of a legal team because they were like, we're gonna find whatever we can, and they did. They sure did.
Crazy. So now everything he gets to, they're going to court because Disney realized this isn't a great look.
No, not super great for them at all.
No. So,
But it's also not surprising
I know
because there's just, I mean, you could go on Reddit feeds about it all day. There's weird things
that happened at Disney.
with Disney
Yeah,
and like deaths in the park and stuff.
you've
Told you that.
Yes.
Yeah, and so it's not surprising, but it's sad because at the end of the day, like her life was worth more than $50,000.
Yeah.
That's somebody's, family member wife. And if that's all they're asking for, just pay that.
I know.
Like,
Let us know what you think. I think the whole situation is wild.
it's icky.
Yeah.
People pay tens of thousands of dollars to go on trips there. It's just stay in the resorts.
Well, especially because now they're talking about potentially lowering prices because everyone said, why is everything so expensive?
Right.
Like
Well, 'cause-
thousands and thousands of dollars.
yeah, if you stay at a park, like stay at one of the resorts by the parks, it's an additional cost. And then everything that you have to get inside of the park, like to make it the experience on top of the ticket prices.
Yeah, and you can't leave the park.
I mean,
so
it's a
you're gonna eat in the park.
It's a commitment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, we will see what happens here. I don't know when they're going to court.
Hopefully they just do the right thing and
I
just pay the
know.
money.
I know. Ugh.
Icky. Ugh.
So if you have Disney Plus, don't try to sue
Read the
Disney.
fine print, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
I don't love that. And I have Disney Plus. I'm like, wait, what?
Yep. Don't get hurt at Disney.
Oh my. I won't be going to Disney, I promise you. I promise you that. Well, taking a live look outside one more time. Gorgeous conditions out there. A couple stray clouds. Hoping for some storms today. 105 as your high. And then cooling down a teeny tiny bit into the week. 99. That's it. 100. Staying pretty consistent. So, that's good. Consistency is key, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, no major issues. If you're moving in today, if you're helping someone move in, be safe. Drink water, drink Gatorade, have a hat. Make sure you spend some time indoors too to cool off because it gets very hot.
Very, very hot. But have a great move-in experience. That's so
Yes.
exciting. You'll only do it once in your life, so enjoy it. Make the most of
Exactly.
it.
Congratulations to all of those students. Bear down, I have to say it.
Oh, all the
It's
new little
Wildcat.
Wildcats.
Yep.
Absolutely. Bear down. Have a great first move-in day. And we'll see you guys back here tomorrow.